Hey, welcome to the Grey Beanie Production Studio. Today we're talking about lenses. You've probably heard of terms like prime lens and zoom lens thrown around, but what do they actually mean? And what type of lens is right for your next project? Today we're going to break them down and we're going to look at them in 4 categories. We'll look at their versatility, their image quality, their ability to handle low light and create depth of field, and finally, cost. So, let's get into it. Let's start with the zoom lenses. A zoom lens like this one has a variable focal length. That means you can change your perspective without physically having to move your camera. We're going to stay with our 70 to 200mm lens for this example. The widest we can go is 70mm. But by simply changing the focal length here, I can go all the way up to 200mm. It's important to note that zoom lenses come in various focal lengths. A prime lens like this has a fixed focal length. It cannot zoom. So if you're using this 50mm prime lens, it always remains at 50mm. To change your shot's framing, you have to physically move closer or further away from your subject. Let's have a look at the prime lenses and zoom lenses stacked up against our 4 categories. First, we'll have a look at their ability to handle low light and create depth of field. Primes typically have a wider maximum aperture. Simply put, this means they're able to let more light in, which is incredibly useful in low light settings. They're also able to create a better background blur while keeping your subject in focus. The technical term for this is creating shallow depth of field, or you might have heard of the term bokeh. It derives from a Japanese word meaning blur or haze. Can zoom lenses handle low light conditions? Well, yes, some of them can. That's why it's incredibly important to check what aperture your lens can handle before you purchase or rent them. Versatility. Zoom lenses are great for those on-the-go shots where you won't have time to change your lens, or as you might have heard on set, swing a lens, and you might not have the capacity to hold and transport loads of gear. Zoom lenses also come in handy when you're shooting in really tight spaces and you physically can't move any further away. One zoom lens can replace multiple prime lenses, saving you time and weight. But remember, prime lenses typically have a wider aperture. So if you're filming in low light conditions, your prime lens will be able to handle it a lot better without sacrificing image quality and saving you the hassle of having to set up light. Talking about image quality, our 3rd category. Prime lenses are often said to have a better image quality because their design is simpler. They're built for one focal length. People say they give you a sharper image. I think that was true a few years ago, but technology has come on so much that good zoom lenses can create amazing shots. And I don't always think you can tell the difference. On to our 4th category, cost. The same lens, sometimes referred to as glass, can differ in price greatly depending on what brand it is. So for now, we'll set this aside. Individual prime lenses can come in cheaper than zoom lenses, but one zoom lens can replace multiple prime lenses in focal length. I use a combination of zoom lenses and prime lenses. I started my company with this Canon 200D and this 18 to 15mm zoom lens. Start with what makes sense for your budget and your project needs, and think about the story that's being told. You do not need every lens under the sun to start creating. People are winning awards with films they've produced with their phone camera. Let me know what lenses you love and which ones you try and stay away from, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!